hope everyone is doing well. It has been a while since I've done a video, but nothing can bring me out of the woodwork like a brand new Jones Road product. Now, this is their brand new bronzer, and they brought this out in a bunch of shades, but as soon as I saw this and I saw this shade, I had to try it. If you watched any of my other videos, you know that bronzer is really something that I like, dislike. I mean, I want to like, but never like. And there's very few that really like live up to my standard over the years. Now, the reason why I was so excited for this launch from Bobbi Brown is in the early 2010s, the person that I got the best bronzer advice from was Bobbi Brown. And let me give you a little bit of backstory to that. So I am cool fair. Now, if you're warm, this might not apply to you, but I'm cool fair, and in my earliest bronzer experiences in the early 2005s, like 2005, 2004, I kind of was introduced to bronzer through MAC. And at the time they had one bronzing product and it was like the bronzer, and I liked it. It was a pretty light color, like it was light color, so it was okay. I could use it really sparingly. But over the years, I like just didn't want to buy any other bronzers. And then I was interested in it because in the early 2010s, it became very popular with the Anastasia contour kit, and everyone was talking about it. And I was like, why is this not working for me? This looks horrible. So I started looking into other options, and I saw a demo where Bobbi Brown was doing bronzer on a bunch of different people, and she was going through all the different color tones that she had for the bronzers. And then she got to Antigua, which was her fair option, and I looked at it and it was a pink, warm pink blush, and she was like selling it as a bronzing powder for fair skin. And she was talking about it and she was like, if you're a certain level of fair, like no amount of gold bronzer is going to work for you, or it's not going to look right, like natural on your skin. And if you know about Bobbi Brown, she's all about that sort of natural look, natural-ish, right? So when I heard that, it was like the clouds parted and I was free to realize that maybe I had to go into like pinky red toned products to get that look. So I got Antigua, used it for years. I wish I had it right now to compare, but it was a warm pink, and I remember there being a little bit of sparkle to it, which was quite popular at the time, but I loved that color. I used it until it was out, and I just have not repurchased because there have been more options. But then my next love, and this is important for the story, was Dallas from Benefit, and this is one of their boxed powder blushes. Now they reformulated this. It is now another warm bronzer, but this was my holy grail for a very long time, and I purchased as soon as I saw they reformulated. I went on eBay and got one of the old box blushes. These are like the big ones because I wanted to get this color because this is my favorite bronzing tone. There are like one or two in my collection that work that are a light brown tone. It's usually more neutral that works for me, and it's pretty much just a very like literally two right now that I'm using, and I've decluttered so many over the years. But I like the Makeup by Mario, which is pretty neutral. This is in the shade Light. This is really beautiful and it blends very well, and that's sort of a warmer tone. And then the only other one that I really like is the Christopher Buckle. I've never heard anyone talk about this, but it's the matte warming powder that he has. This is also really beautiful, neutral on my skin. But other than that, I've just been using, you know, blushes as bronzers for a while now because just nothing else has been working. And I've been, you know, obviously I go to Dallas, and then Maiden's blush from RMS has been another favorite since the summer. This is a beautiful blush bronzer. But when I saw this, I was so excited because I was like, is this going to be like Antigua? Is it going to be like the clean version of Antigua? And from what I remember, Antigua was definitely warmer. And this has more of a more warm pink. This is more definitely a tawny. Okay. So when I got this and I swatched this next to Dallas, because that was the first thing I did when I got it, I was shocked by how close these two are. Okay, so this, I had to heavily swatch them. This is more pigmented than Dallas, which is probably another reason why I love Dallas so much, because it was never very pigmented, but it just always looked really nice. Now this is a little bit more pigmented. I had to heavy swatch it, but you can see they are both so close. I really hope this is picking up on camera, but they are very much cool with a little bit of warmth, which is really, I think, so key for fair, cool bronzing. You have to have some cool running through. I will say, from looking at them closely, from knowing the formulas, and from wearing them, I've worn this one twice now, that Dallas has a little bit more of like a dusty mauve, and this one has more of a pink. You kind of can't tell here, but there is an undertone of mauve that's there, but it's almost imperceptible. I mean, if you are looking for something that is a little bit of cool with your warmth, this might be an awesome option for you. I also wanted to say that I really like the packaging they did for this bronzer. It is magnetized. Now they just came out with the blushes a few months ago, I think like maybe a couple months ago, and these are like really hard to open. They're kind of like the eyeshadows. And personally, I really like these magnetized palettes that they have the bronzer in. So let me go over kind of how I put this on today. So last night I got it and put it on immediately. I wanted to try it over bare skin because if you've been around with Jones Road, you know that their whole thing is kind of really minimal, really natural looking makeup. And I wanted to see, hey, what does this look like on bare skin? Well, I'm happy to report, it's kind of a good and a bad, that it does look incredibly natural on bare skin, but it almost looks like, for me, like I have some rosacea that I don't have because it's bringing up so much of that pinky red, which is why I think it's a good thing that it actually gives those colors of a little bit of burning. But for me, it's not great on bare skin. It's a really smooth sort of matte texture, but like a smooth matte. And I think that those are more of what a lot of us are expecting these days with matte, not a chalky matte, but very, very smooth. The Dallas one from Benefit is much more of a satin. So, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for. I have dry skin, so I never really want dry mattes, but this is sort of a smooth matte for sure. Now, this morning when I put on my makeup, I was looking to see, I wanted to try this like pretty heavily for me, which might not be heavy for a lot of other people, but I used sort of this a little bit of a denser like powder brush to apply this today. And then I went all through my forehead, you know, around all the way through my cheeks, onto my nose, all the way around. I mean, I just brought this all the way up. Now, I didn't go down under my neck with this. It just doesn't seem like, I'm not a huge fan of doing that anyways, but this tone didn't seem right for like a shadow under my chin or anything like that. So I just kept this where I really want sun, because sun doesn't hit under my chin. That's like not a good, you know, color for me there. So I definitely don't want to look red around my neck. But this is a really pretty, like I'm not sure how it's kind of coming off of my phone, but in real life, it gives you a really like vitalizing pink that does seem very natural for a bronzing kind of color for me. And what I would say though, like, so you know, the cool girl trend, right? That icy trend has been really popular. This is more on the warm tone than the cool tone. Even though you've got those cool undertones, when it's reading for me much more warm than if I was wearing a more like natural sort of purple toned blush. So let me show you, like I actually put, I've been trying out and loving the Viseart blush duo in Hibiscus, which looks so scary, but this is so beautiful. And this blush, that's like the really purpley one, is so pretty. And I wear this, I mean, it's gonna look really crazy in the swatch, but you can see just how much cooler that is than these. And this one just pulls so much warmer when you see it next to a very cool blush. But I do think that it's just enough that it works well for fair cool, because I think that the idea that fair cool is just going to be a light tan or a light warm brown is just not natural for anyone who has really cool fair skin. So that's what I'm trying it on today. I'm just gonna quick go over what I'm wearing because I actually have on a bunch of Jones Road, but I was excited to see this. I want to see if anybody else had tried it. I was searching and didn't see anything else online. So I have the bronzer on. I have on this is one of her best shadows in rose gold all over my lid today, which I think looks super beautiful. I'm wearing Viseart again through my crease, which are mattes, and I have a little matte palette here, but I use the two lightest. One's a purple, one's a brown, and I love to do that to bring out my eye color. Then I am wearing the brow pencil, which I love. So easy, and it's really good for filling in any kind of sparseness in your brows. And then I have on two pencils from Jones Road. I have on the brown and the purple, both just lightly smudged under my under eye. And then I wanted to mention, because my lip is OG and this is Amnesia, which is so beautiful. And I think if you're into like clean beauty, definitely check out OG. I'm gonna link my other Jones Road videos and my OG video down below in case you're interested in seeing those. But I'm really happy to report that if you're looking for a cool girl-friendly bronzer, this is a really good option, especially if you've ever tried Dallas and you loved that. Give this bronzer a chance. All right, thanks for watching.